25 years with one daughter and a 2-year-old granddaughter.
Oh.
Her desire is to become an effective communicator and to make a difference in people's lives. She is a life, health, and financial service provider. Her job is to ask questions, find out what the need is, and how she can be a resource for them. Her topic today, the farmer's daughter. Please welcome Maria Turk.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In 1964, my mother steps into my room as I'm playing with my sister and brother, and she says, "Honey, I need to talk to you." And so I sat down and I said, "Yes, Mom." And she says to me, "You're the oldest. You have 2 sisters and 1 brother. And it's your responsibility to make sure that they are clean every day, they're all dressed, and they go to school and they're fed. And on top of that, you need to make sure that when your father gets home from work, his dinner is waiting for him."
Wow.
I said, "Okay." I'm young, 11 years old. I don't know what she's telling me. But I took it as a responsibility. And then one day my father came home, and I remember it as if it was yesterday. And it was cold, it was dark, it was about 10 o'clock at night. And my father walks in and he says, "She's gone." And I'm like, "What?" He said, "She's gone." And then he explained to me that my mother had left us. And I was left with the responsibility of raising 2 sisters and a brother and taking care of my dad. At that point, I went from an 11-year-old to an adult. My childhood went away. So when that happened, I took it on like an adult, and I took care of my family. I quit school, I stayed home, I worked in the fields, helped my father, and I did this for a few years, and then in 1969, which is like 5 years later, my father says to me, "Maria Elena, you're going to go to Florida with your aunt and uncle." I said, "Okay." He says, "You're going to go there to work with the migrant workers that they carry with them." I said, "All right." And I packed up my little bag and I come to Florida. And we were down in Naples, down South Florida, and we were working in the tomato fields, and we were, plucking tomatoes, and then we'd go to the packing house and we would pack them, and there was a lot of labor work that I did when I was growing up. And I was 16 years old at that time when I came to Florida. As I started working, I didn't question that I needed to work. I didn't question that I needed to bring home the money to help my father continue raising my family. So that really started defining who Maria Turk was then and is and became. So I will start with the story of a farmer wakes up every morning, early in the morning with the chickens, as the rooster starts crowing, right?
Yes.
So he prepares himself to go out in the day to till the land, to plant the seed, to water it, to nurture it, to make sure that by the end of the year that he has a crop that he can then enjoy the fruits of his hard labor. Maria Elena Gonzalez was born in New Mexico. She was raised by the farmer, who is her father. He taught Maria Elena the importance of work ethics. Work ethics. So did you ever wonder why there are 4 seasons in our lives and how they coincide with work ethics? Let's start with spring, for example. In the spring, my father would go out and he would start towing the land to get ready for planting. That is when in my very young years, I was towing my life to prepare for what I was going to become as I got older. And I had to figure out what I was going to be when I grew up, as my father pondered what kind of crop he was going to plant and grow and harvest at the end of the year. Summer comes around, and in summer, as I got older, I went back to school to get the education I needed to accomplish my goals. Like the farmer, I was cultivating my soul in who I was going to be in the future. So now comes fall. Each day I would get up early in the morning to go out and meet the world, to accomplish those needs, to develop those relationships so that I might succeed in my aspirations to success as I watered and I nurtured my need to grow. So winter comes around. This is when my father enjoyed the fruits of his hard labor, and I am now in the winter of my time because, like my father, the benefits of my work resulted in who I am today as I applied my father's work ethics to become the woman that I am, and I wanted to become. So here is the picture of my father out in farming. And then here I am when I was born in New Mexico, Carlsbad. So again, my name is Maria Elena Gonzalez, and I am very pleased to be here and doing this presentation. Thank you.